any battlefield, military commanders face the problem of moving their troops quickly and safely to the front line. Whilst tanks slug it out from a distance, it's the armoured infantry fighting vehicles that deliver personnel to the centre of the combat zone and ultimately help to win the battle. Now, Top 10 will test, assess and grade the most feared and powerful fighting infantry vehicles in military history. For almost a century, hundreds of armoured fighting vehicles have been designed and built to make their way through the battlefield, deliver troops into the action, and then get them back safely. Based on scientific analysis, expert opinion, audience polls, and technical comparison, we've constructed a 5-point matrix that will rank the top 10 infantry fighting vehicles of all time. First up, a vehicle that is fast becoming an icon of the American land forces. The Humvee M1114. Manufacturer, AM General. Power plant, General Motors 190 horsepower diesel engine. Max speed, 125 kilometers per hour. Carrying capacity, driver and 3 troops. Armor, classified. Armament, 1.50 caliber machine gun. Range, 443 kilometers. In the late 1970s, a call went out from the US military to develop a vehicle to replace the much-loved and ubiquitous Army Jeep.
The Jeep was a general-purpose vehicle. You could drive around in it, and you could move stuff around in it. But the platform was old, and the US Armed Forces decided it needed something new. And they did a study, and they thought about what they really needed in a quarter-ton truck, which is pretty much what a Jeep is.
Answering the call, AM General introduced their high-mobility, multi-purpose wheeled vehicle, or Humvee, in 1980. The US military was so impressed, they ordered 60,000 of them. And in 1985, the Humvee went into service. But along the way, the world had changed, and so had the Humvee. By then, it was available in 12 different configurations, from armoured carrier to special operations vehicle, from missile platform to recoilless rifle vehicle, from ambulance to reconnaissance unit. But was the Humvee being stretched too far?
This certainly wasn't intended to be an armored vehicle in any sense of the word, but necessity being the mother of invention, it found itself in that role, which I think it's doing okay at, depending on who has modified the vehicle and in what way it's been modified.
The Humvee, like its parallel vehicles in other militaries, was designed for peacetime or post-conflict peaceful stability operations, not for an insurgency. For a 360-degree war of the cities, of insurgents, we've now decided that everything has to be armored, and the Humvee is struggling to react to that reality.
Despite this, with a low center of gravity that can take it over most terrain, a top speed of 126 kilometers per hour, and the capacity to carry 1 crew member and 3 troops over a range of 440 kilometers, the Humvee is a tough vehicle that's proved its worth. It has seen service in Somalia, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Criticized by some for its vulnerability, the Humvee's versatility has led to its use in situations which typically call for much more heavily armed and armored vehicles.
I'm worried about its survivability. It's being forced into roles that it wasn't designed for. It was basically an end of the 20th century Jeep. It's now being classed as something else, but if you're going to use it for warfighting roles, you've got to put a lot of armor on the sides, the roof, particularly on the belly for mines.
The Humvee has earned its worldwide reputation for reliability, and with over 160,000 units built, which have been sold to over 36 countries, its production rating is strong. Marks for innovation are also good. Because of its shortcomings in action, its service length lets it down, as does its mobility rating and carrying capability. But the Humvee is certainly good enough to earn 10th place on our top 10 infantry fighting